Welcome back. Black and White Takes. We're back live. Week 15, 2 weeks in a row. Guys, I just feel like the season's getting crazier as we get later and later, but it's also sad because it feels like it's coming to an end. But what do we know? We know that the cream is rising to the top. So the best teams are starting to shake out. We're getting a clearer vision of what the playoff picture looks like. We've got familiar foes like Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, basically outside of the playoff picture. Which if you told me that they'd all be healthy at this point in the season and all be sitting outside of the playoff picture, I would have been like, no way. But that's where we are. The NFL has been crazy. We've got a lot to cover today. So rather than going through every single game, what we're going to do is we're going to try a new method so that we have time to talk about a bunch of other things going on in the NFL. But we're going to each give our 3 plays up front. So we'll do one at a time. I'll give one, Simi will give one, Jace will give one, and then we'll go with our second. We'll also give a cap as well, and then we'll just continue to track those picks. Simi, did you say you swept last week?
Yeah, he went
Sweep.
3-0.
Oh man, Jace,
Sweep
how'd you do?
seeing it.
1-2. Not great. Not a great week for
I don't even want
Jace.
to check how I did.
I can't really remember what I was
Okay.
on.
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick, and then we'll get rolling because we've got bye weeks are over. We've got a full slate of yeah. So last week, Simi hit on the Packers -6.5, Houston +3.5, which was heartbreaking for someone that likes Mahomes and the Chiefs. And then he also hit on the Chargers +2.5. Jace was 1-2. And then how did I do? Did the Bills cover? They did, right?
No.
Depends on the number you
The
got.
Bills didn't cover? 5.5?
No, it's a 5-point game, 34-39. No cover.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I was 1-2 as well. I only hit on the Jags, lost on the Bills and Ravens. So anyways, but that week's over. Shout out to Simi for a 3-0 week. And with that being said, we do have a game going on right now, so we will not include the Thursday night game. I will say I did put a small position on the Bucks -4. I have no idea how that game looks right now, so we'll figure out after the show. But Simi, let's start with you, man. You've got the hot hand. Let's get your first pick for week 15 and give us a little cap on it as well.
Let's see. First pick, I'll go Lions plus the 6. Should be some 6s still showing. Yeah, this one's could be game of the week. And this one's just a fade of the Rams vibes. I'm not sure how good the Rams defense is, like I was saying in the group chat earlier. And then I mentioned that they played the Eagles and lost outright, and then they also lost outright to the Niners. So not sure how these guys will show up against a really good Lions offense. So yeah, Lions plus the points. Goff indoors should be comfortable. One of the best offenses that the Rams have seen this year.
I like that, Cap. I'm gonna go next because as much as I don't want to be on the same pick as you, the Lions are also my play, and especially at the number +6. I will be honest, I bet this early in the week because I thought the 4.5 was a steal. But I'm the same way. I do think, I guess, like what's fresh in my mind still is that Panthers loss, which I know we can't judge the Rams on. I don't doubt that the Rams are one of the best teams, but I do think the worst of the Lions, I want to say it's behind them. I think the Lions know now that their offense has to run through Gibbs. I think for a while it was like, we need to feed Montgomery still. But now, whether it's through the air or on the ground, it seems like they have a little more going now on offense. And then also, it's not like Goff is outdoors in the elements here. So if you're giving me 6 points, I'm usually always going to take the dog here. I do think the Lions are a playoff level team, 100%. And this is just way too many points. So I took this at 4.5. I'm definitely taking it at 6 as well. So give me the Lions +6 as well. Jace, let's get your first pick, man.
First pick, Cincinnati +3. I mean, this is just a no-brainer. I think Cincy's the better team. They look great against the Bills. Joe Burrow looks sharp. I mean, I know it's not going to be another 5 turnover day for Lamar Jackson, but the Ravens haven't really looked good since he's been back. He's been battling an injury. And the AFC North for kind of how wild it's been. It's still open for the Bengals and Ravens. So I expect this game to be close. You're giving them points at home. And now's I think the public might not be wanting to bet the Bengals right now with the fiasco of Joe Burrow's kind of interview with the media and him kind of calling out like he's trying to have fun playing football again. And it might seem like a bad time to bet the Bengals, but I like the Bengals at home +3 here.
I like it. I like that one as well. So, I mean, I feel like, again, the stats are pretty consistent. Anytime Burrow's a dog of 3 or more, I think it's 19-2. So,
it's crazy.
This has got to be an auto bet at this point. Cool. Let's keep it moving. Simi, let's get your play number 2 of week 15.
All right, we'll go Pats plus. Sorry, there's a ambulance outside.
Good.
The Pats are still getting points, right? Or did that line flip?
They are. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Pats at whatever the best number I can get right now. Hopefully that's a +1.5.
Yep, +1.5.
Yeah, they're off a bye. Vrabel's stats off a bye are very sound. I think he was 6-1 in his career off a bye. And yeah, I mean, a little bit scared that the Pats already beat the Bills this year, but I think the Pats might be the better team. And as long as it doesn't snow, I want to shout out Josh Allen. He's a absolute shredder in the snow. I think his record's 6-1, 21 total tuds and 3 picks. So yeah, that's pretty dope. Honestly, whenever it snows, just trust Josh Allen. But yeah, no snow here. We're back in the Pats again.
All right. Well, I guess that sets up the stage perfectly. I'm going to be head to head with you on this one. Give me the Bills -1. I've already bet this. I knew immediately I wanted to be on the Bills. And again, I just think this point in the season, I'm definitely going to try to favor the better quarterback. And I know Drake May has been playing, I mean, pretty much better than Josh Allen this entire season. But I do know that Josh Allen still is the better quarterback with more experience. And also there's some vengeance there. The Bills were embarrassed. I think it was their first embarrassment of the year on Sunday Night Football against the Patriots at home. And again, this is a desperation spot for the Bills, just in terms of getting a good seeding, making the playoffs. I love backing Josh Allen here. And at some point, I just keep feeling, and maybe I'm just continuing to walk into it, but the Patriots got to come back down to earth. It hasn't happened yet. And yeah, I still think that this is still the peak of this Patriots team. So give me the Bills -1. Jace.
Next pick, Carolina -2.5 at New Orleans. Why are you looking at me like that, CK?
I kind of like that one.
Yeah, Carolina.
Oh my goodness. Bryce Young's never covered as a favorite, but go ahead.
All right, well, today till Sunday, brother. He's coming off a bye. You know, I think the Saints are riding high after beating Tampa Bay last week. And it's just, I think it's a great Carolina off the bye, chance to win that division, overtake Tampa Bay, and get into the playoffs with second year of that head coach, and you know, Bryce Young really coming into his own as a quarterback. And then they just did have that 2 weeks ago, beat the Rams. So I do like Carolina to cover on the road, the -2.5.
Oh man, I almost want to directly fade that, but I'm gonna hold
Do
off.
You're gonna back the Saints after they beat Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially just because again, it's not Bryce Young has never covered as a favorite, and also he's never been favored on the road.
Well, until Sunday,
Saints always play the Panthers really well.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Simi, let's get your last and final play of week 15.
Last pick, Fins up +3. This is a simple one for me. I just don't like the Steelers laying points. I'm a little scared because Tua just played well on the road outside. For him to string 2 of those good games. I mean, he didn't even have to play that well. Their run game's been carrying them. But yeah, for him to string together 2 good games outside is going to be a surprise. But yeah, this one is literally just a bet on I don't like the Steelers laying points.
Yeah, I can get behind that. When the number first dropped, I can't lie, I did put a little bit on the Steelers -3. But the more I looked at this game, the more I was like, yeah, I don't want to bet the Steelers. The only thing holding me off of firing away on the Dolphins is just 2
Emotion.
outside in the cold.
And emotion.
No, I have no issue betting against the Steelers. I like hedging the sickness. So I'm always looking for ways to do that. But this is just a stay away from me at this point. But I'm excited to give my last and final play. I love this play so much. Which usually when I love a play this much, it's not a good thing. But I'm going to try to be optimistic. Give me the Jets. No, I'm just kidding. Give me the where are they at? The Vikings +6.5. So going up at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, they're coming off a dominant win, which usually you're going to want to fade in that spot. But and sorry, let me clarify. They're actually not at home. They're actually going to be in Dallas. But regardless, 6.5 points is way too many for the Cowboys. I'm not completely out on JJ McCarthy. I know that I don't want to overreact to last week where he had pretty much his best game of the season. But I just think that this is too many points with a Cowboys defense that is not good. I'll just be straight up about that. And then also, I'm assuming CeeDee Lamb's not going to go. It's just way too many points. So give me the Vikings +6.5 as my final play.
CD practiced today.
Oh, we did.
Ferguson didn't practice.
Yeah, dude. What the?
Interesting.
How's CD
Jeez.
gonna go, bro? That makes no sense. That man was literally on the field. Last play for me, Denver +2.5. I understand this is going to be the Joe side. Guys, I like Denver here. They're at home giving points. They've won a lot of close games. How many have they won in a row? Is it like they've also won like 9 in a row, I think?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're finding a way to win close games. Green Bay is so up and down, I think, with that Denver defense. I think they're going to be a headache for Jordan Love in that offense, and I could see this really being a 21-17 game. Denver wins. So give me Denver all the way here.
Josh Jacobs kind of hurt too.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Missing practice, then he'll practice, then he'll miss a practice. Could see him ducking out of that game if he plays.
I hope so, man. I'm going against him in the semifinals of fantasy. Golly.
Well, cool. Well, those are all our picks. Let me just do a quick recap. So Simi is on the Lions +6 against the Rams, the Patriots +1.5 at home against the Bills, and then the Dolphins +3 in Pittsburgh on Monday night. I'm on the Lions +6 as well. Directly head-to-head with Simi, I'm taking the Bills -1, and then last but not least, the Vikings +6.5 in Dallas. And then Jace is on the Bengals +3, the Panthers -2.5 against the Saints, and then Denver at home +2.5 against the Green Bay Packers. I hope you guys feel good about those picks because it's going to be a crazy week.
Why else would we give them, brother? Come on, lock in.
I'm surprised none of us are on the big favorites this week. CK, I know you're thinking about making a
Monday night
favorites
parlay.
bro. Staring at you like the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
The Goblin mask, bro.
Yeah, I already made a parlay, a favorites parlay. Thank you for bringing it up. So my favorites parlay, I took this early in the week. I'm curious what the odds are now. But I'm on, and this is going to be, I already know I'm going to get the Brandon Anderson comments. I'm all over the place. But I love the Rams to win the game. So I'm on the Rams Chiefs moneyline parlay. I can't get behind, I actually don't get why the Chiefs are laying 5.5. It's kind of confusing, even though people love the spot. But I do think they win, but I'm done betting the Chiefs laying points. And then, yeah, I love it. So I got that for actually plus money, +106. What do you think about that, Jace?
Not my bet. Not my monkey, not my circus.
You don't like it?
Dude, I don't know. I'm not betting the Chiefs. I could see them losing to the Chargers right now.
True. Sammy, what do you think?
Chargers was almost a play, +5.5.
feel like, yeah, I mean, the Chargers, that's a lot of points for them. But it's Justin Herbert outside in the freezing cold this time with a injured hand or whatever. So I do like the Chiefs to win that game, CK, yeah, but not sure about 5.5 points. And then, I mean, I can see the Lions winning outright, not going to lie.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, let's do a little bit of a transition so we can touch on some different topics. But before we get too deep into anything, we got to start with our Jace topic of the week. What man?
What's the Jace topic of the week?
The Jace topic of the week, man. It's just Burrow. I mean, you're up. What were they up? 7 points, and he throws 2 back-to-back picks. How much of this? And let's zoom out. I don't want to just talk about this game because now it seems like a recurring theme since the Super Bowl run. But overall, how much of all of this is on Burrow? Is he just a victim? Like, what's the sentiment right now being a Cincinnati Bengals fan?
Dude, none of this is on Burrow. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, completely micro focus right on the Bills game. If you're Zach Taylor, you cross the 40-yard line, Bills 40, and you even call a run play option, or run the ball. First and 10, run the ball. I mean, that's a remarkable play by the defender. And I mean, the second pick was just completely unlucky. Get tipped at the line, goes right to the end behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, by the end of the day, right? Like, I think Joe Burrow has a losing record when he scores over 33 points, which is kind of unheard of. I mean, it's extremely unheard of. So with that being said, I mean, it's just kind of a microcosm of how the Bengals are as an organization. First thing I would do is, I mean, they're not going to sell the team. They're not going to get a new GM. What they can do is they can fire Zach Taylor, and it starts with him. But I mean, the O line actually has, I guess maybe the stats don't prove it, but they've been better the past few weeks. And I mean, after they lost in the AFC, they went and got Orlando Brown. They drafted Mims. They drafted Risner. So like they're putting effort into that. But at the end of the day, like Zach Taylor, he starts to like seasons really slow offensively with their play calling, and kind of has gotten them in holes over the past few years. And then the defense, I don't know how you're starting. I mean, you have some room in their cap to go get some veteran players, but you're going to stick with Jordan Battle at safety, who's been atrocious. I don't know if they still are, but a point in the year, Cameron, I know you sent me that stat that the Bengals were one of the historically worst tackling defenses that the NFL has ever seen. Their tackle rate was like historically awful. But that's what happens when you start 2 rookie linebackers. Their linebackers are horrible. I don't know if they're horrible, but they're young. And dude, I mean, they draft potential rather than players that can actually produce. Like Shamir Stewart, terrible draft pick. The dude's been on IR. He has less tackles than Jamar Chase currently at this point of the season. Shout out Jake Browning for that. But I mean, that is a crazy stat when you're the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL has more tackles than your first round draft pick. The end. But I think people are overreacting. I don't foresee this really being an Andrew Luck situation. I think Burrow is obsessed with ball, and and so much of his career outside of football is because he's good at football, right? Like we have Joe Burrow winning the Heisman, we have Joe Burrow going to the Super Bowl, and then like really his mannerisms inside of football. I don't know what Joe Burrow would be like. Andrew Luck was a brilliant guy. He had his brain and like went to Stanford, had other things he wanted to do, I think, in his career outside of football, where I mean, Joe Burrow's extracurricular activities outside of football are very much involved in football. So I mean, yeah, he's battled injuries, but I think he loves ball. I think it's more, I know they were talking about on ESPN this morning, and I think it's just a wake up call to the organization. Like, hey, look, I'm planning my move if you guys don't figure it out soon. And I think that was really what he was setting the stage for. I don't necessarily think he was setting the stage for like an early retirement or anything.
Yeah, there's been there's been some interesting reactions. I mean, even I brought it up, like, and I heard it on Sharper Square, but like the number on the Bengals moved from +1.5 to like +3 just based on Burrow's interview. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Burrow's actually given up on the season. I think it's obviously it's not on him. I mean, I think it's just sad given how many opportunities they had to win a game or two when he was out, and they just like failed to do it completely.
Dude, and I mean, you look at him compared to a guy like, I mean, Jalen Hurts, or I mean, I'm just trying to think of, or Jared Goff. Like they live in situations where everything is right around them, and all they have to be is not bad, right? Where Joe Burrow, he's in a environment where he has to be perfect in order to even be competitive. And that's just stressful as a quarterback. I mean, Tom Brady, even throughout his career, didn't have to be perfect. I mean, really, the only quarterbacks we have seen that from is like Dan Marino and Drew Brees, guys that truly had to perform perfectly week in, week out to produce wins. And it's a lot of stress on your quarterback. And I mean, it's why Carson Palmer retired early and then went to Arizona. So that organization has just a clown history. And I saw something interesting, right? Like comparing like Lamar, Josh Allen, and like Patrick Mahomes and Burrow. And it's like I don't think people truly understand the situation that Burrow walked into. Like Zach Taylor won one game and 2 games 2 years prior. He was there. Like Burrow took the worst organization in football and made them relevant, made them contenders, made them a team that no one wants to see in the playoffs. Where like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's great. Like, don't get me wrong, he's one of the best players you've ever seen. But he took over from Alex Smith, who was going to the playoffs every year. Tyrod Taylor took the Bills prior to Josh Allen getting there to the playoffs. Joe Flacco and the Ravens, obviously, we know they won a Super Bowl and a very good organization. So I don't think people truly understand how good Joe Burrow would be if he wasn't playing for the worst organization of football. Maybe outside the Commanders, we could argue that the Commanders might be a worse situation.
Easy.
Take it easy. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
I think that Bengals organization just doesn't understand the urgency right now, and maybe that Joe Burrow presser kind of lit the fire under them because they're just playing the same games. It seems Zach Taylor's been there for 7 years, like I was saying, and it's all just been mediocrity and yeah, just kind of a clown show. That defense, they keep rolling out this defense been the past 2 years, and yeah, bad draft picks.
But do we even think Zach Taylor's a problem? Like, it's hard to look at the Bills and how he's in charge of the offense and how good the offense has been. Like, it's hard to even almost point the finger at him. I know it starts with him, but like, bro, how their defense just sucks. I don't get it.
It's definitely a deep organizational issue.
It's deep.
But I think at some point it has to like Zach Taylor has to go just to show the urgency.
But does it get better? Like you have Joe Burrow as your quarterback. Like it almost has. I think the team has to sell. If I'm Joe Burrow, I know you have T Higgins and you have Jamar Chase, but I want out of there. I want Stafford to win another Super Bowl, and I want the Rams to go all in on me. That's what I want if I'm Joe Burrow.
I feel like he's going to leave. I wonder if he likes Zach Taylor.
I don't think it's like a matter of liking or not liking. You know, like he probably likes him.
He like has to leave now.
Yeah, dude. He what does he want to do? Keep playing every other season because he gets broken in half? Because I don't know. You're calling run play options on 1st and 10 on 35-yard line, like. CK, I feel like you have thoughts on this.
I mean, I pretty much agree with you. I'm pretty bullish on Burrow, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I do think he should find a way to get out of there, but I don't think it'll happen. I think he's definitely committed to making it work. And I mean, I hope they do for his sake. I mean, you just hate to see someone that's, I mean, it's looking like, the prime's getting wasted, with just some BS on defense or the offensive line.
A Hall of Famer that's just getting completely wasted. Yeah, it's sad. You think he's going to retire early? Or you think that's an overreaction?
I think he's going to retire early. Nah. Do you?
Nah, dude, I already mentioned that. What about you, Semi?
No.
Trying to get my TikTok camera like set up showing you guys, but I'm struggling. But
Dude,
regardless,
can we talk
yeah,
about Hurts?
we can talk about Hurts. What do you have about Hurts?
Jace's
I don't know.
favorite QB.
I feel like Semi, you have thoughts about Hurts.
Jace's favorite QB. Nah, man, I just can't believe that fool won a Super Bowl last year. It's just crazy. That was an all-time hate watch on Monday night. That was one of my favorite hate watches of the year, actually.
You were
And he just-
excited watching the game.
He just kept turning that ball over, man. I really don't like the Eagles. That's one place where I am emotional. And yeah, that was just a fun 5-turnover affair for our boy, Mr. Hurts. CK's bullish on
I
Hurts.
thought CK, you're bullish on Hurts.
CK loves Hurts.
You think I'm bullish on Hurts? I mean, I think he's like serviceable.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like
You think if he was on the Bengals, he'd still be in the NFL?
I think he could still be in the NFL, but
be a
I think like
backup.
Simon said that he's the second best quarterback in the league. I'm not that bullish.
I truly think if Hurts would have been drafted in like a Burrow situation, he'd be Kenny Pickett.
You think he's that bad?
Yeah. I mean, how perfect does everything have to be around you?
Dude,
Have
you
you-
can't read a defense.
He can't read a defense. He has 2 phenomenal receivers, the best O-line in football, one of the best defenses in football. I don't know what else. A great organization, great GM. They go and get the right guys. You know, they spend money. He's making $55 million a year, and you can't figure out how to read the difference between man and cover 2. I mean,
Yeah.
We got to figure something out.
Is
It's
he even
unreal.
athletic, Jace?
Is he athletic?
I think about that tush push, and like honestly, then that brings up the question: like, is this guy even a top athlete quarterback?
Apparently, there's a pretty reputable reporter that came out and wrote an article, or I think I wrote an article about how Jalen Hurts went inside the organization and said to stop calling design runs for him, which would get into prima donna territory. And like if intangibles are like your best attribute that you bring to a program and or organization, and you start being that way, I think he has a very short shelf life as the starting quarterback in Philadelphia. The Eagles fans will not be on board with that.
Yeah, I think the design runs are kind of necessity
Necessary.
for his game.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a funny guy, man. He's a funny guy.
All right, what you got next for us, CK?
Quick reaction on Phillip Rivers, Simi. What do you think, man? Is he going to be enough to keep the Colts in the playoff picture?
That's pretty crazy. I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor for fantasy now. The team's just going to stack the box. And then I'm worried about Tyler Warren, who's had a great year. I don't know. I like Phillip, but it's hard to just pick a homie off the street.
Dude, he's 44. He's not been in shape. Has this guy been working out? Has he been throwing? He looks so large. He looks like Big Ben at the end of his career, dude. It's phenomenal. I love it. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, he has like a beer belly.
Yeah, I hope he gets out there and he's just slinging it.
But it sucks that his
will
first
be.
game is on the road at Seattle. Like that's a nightmare.
We're gonna
They
find
haven't
out.
announced yet if he's going to start this week. They might hold him out this week, but it'll be interesting to see if they roll with him. It's crazy.
Dude, Indianapolis is in a whirlwind of just decision making. Like, I don't know, it's been piss poor, right? Like you go and trade. They don't have a first round draft pick in the next 2 drafts. You can't even find out how good your backup quarterback, young guy that you're probably going to invest the future in it because he has an eye injury. And you have to go pick up Phillip Rivers. This would be a great time to see what AR-15 has learned. And sort of, if you're going to sign Daniel Jones after Achilles injury for another for a long-term deal, or if you're going to give the keys to Anthony Richardson, right? Like you'd want to know that right now, but you can't even give him the keys because he has an injury and you signed 44-year-old Philip Rivers. Just shows you a lot of where that organization is and how little I think they believe in Anthony Richardson. But then they're stuck with the decision, right? Am I really going to put the keys into Daniel Jones, who is coming off an Achilles injury? They're in a pickle.
And how good is Sauce Gardner?
Oh, true, Sauce Gardner too.
He's hurt, but I'm like, when he's not hurt, is he really that lockdown quarter that
is he game changing?
That you paid the price for? Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting. But with that being said, I am excited to see.
The Anthony Richardson thing is pretty bad. I mean, he's your number 4 overall pick, and like you said, you can't even see what you have in him.
Yeah,
I mean, what's the deal? I mean, what is the eye injury? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
Like,
it's a crap situation though, because you want to see if you can. Right now would be a great time to see, but instead you're going with 44-year-old beer belly grandfather.
I'm just trying to think of what type of eye injury. Like, can he not see? I'm just confused. I just don't know. I'm only asking because I wonder if it's almost like something else, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, dude, it's a mental.
It's like, what do you mean eye injury?
It's not really a eye. Yeah, it's between the head. It's between the ears. You know, like
is that what it means? Yeah, it's between the ears. Something between the ears is off.
The injury between the ears. That's what they should.
Basically.
Oh man.
All right, let's keep it moving on our topics. I've already touched on this, just like how much I'm disappointed in how things have shaken out for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs. I mean, things were looking. There was a few week span where things were looking amazing, basically up until that Bills game. You get Rashee Rice back; he has like 4 touchdowns in 3 games or something crazy, and it's looking like the Chiefs are better than last year all of a sudden. And then ever since that Bills game, everything came crumbling down. And I want to say, and I really hope that Texans game was the pinnacle. I mean, you get a huge drop by Rashee Rice on 4th down. Travis Kelce with like the biggest fiasco of a drop I've ever seen, like spinning and just hands it to the Texans linebacker, and then he's on the sideline like. I don't know. It was bad, and it was painful to watch. But the Chiefs are 6-7. I think their only route to make the playoffs. I don't think they're expected to make the playoffs. I don't want to say that they're definitely out because you never know. But it's not looking good. But really, the bigger question I want to ask, starting with you, Jace, is: do you think like this dynasty is over?
I do, and I think. I think it's sad to say, but I think at this point, I think it's Mahomes' career. I think it's going to be more identical to Russell Wilson's than Tom Brady's. I think has kind of been carried by a great defense, a ballsy head coach with Andy Reid, and some really good players around him. And I think we have seen Mahomes over the past 3 years. His accuracy has dropped, his yards, his touchdowns, all has regressed. And he's relying this year a lot on his legs. I mean, as you get older into your 30s, that sort of thing seems to regress. Cameron, nice comment there. But yeah, no, I think his career is on the route of more of a Russell Wilson than Tom Brady. Hot take. You're muted, brother.
My bad. I was gonna say that's just straight question marks for me, man.
Russell Wilson.
Man said Russell Wilson.
He was an MVP, brother. 2-time Super Bowl champ.
He didn't win MVP.
Yes, he did.
Like NFL League MVP.
I'm pretty sure.
Did he?
He went to 2 Super Bowls and was 1-1. But
didn't he win MVP in 2015?
No, he didn't.
Runner up?
Yeah, something like that. 2020. But interesting. Okay. I mean, that's a hot take. You could be right. Simi, what do you think?
He's regressed, dude. He's regressed like crazy. Let's not act like he's continually balling.
I think he's still him, but earlier in the year, like maybe week 1 or like preseason, we were talking ball initially. I had said that the Chiefs might not make the playoffs, that the Broncos were built to beat the Chiefs, and that this division was more wide open than anyone thought, and more wide open than the Vegas odds thought. So yeah, I mean, I can't say I didn't see this coming. That hit on Rashee Rice by, I think that was Petrie that made
Petrie,
the
yeah.
hit. Just insane. Probably one of the crazier and ethical hits I've seen.
Humphreys came over there fat as
in the last
hell.
3 years. Yeah, he was trying to protect. Like, dude, come on. That was. I mean, that was the epitome of the vibes that the Chiefs are getting right now. Just, I mean, Rashi got steamrolled. Somebody said now Rashi knows what it feels like to get hit by somebody, and then the guy that hits you leaves the scene. Yeah, that was just crazy.
Not see it coming or something. Yeah, that was hilarious.
And yeah, the Broncos are here to stay, I'm afraid, and the Chargers have been pretty solid too. So this is no longer just a Chiefs cakewalk.
Yeah, and I think that dynasty is over too, CK. I mean, we have good young quarterbacks in Herbert and Bo Nix in that division. I know Bo Nix is not on the same level as Patrick Mahomes, so I'm not saying that, but paired with Sean Payton and Harbaugh paired with Herbert, like that's just a hard division to get out of. It's going to be competitive. There is, when you see things really going in like teams' favors, right? Like you got OKC right now. I could see them being the next dynasty in the NBA because of the draft picks that they're coming, the draft picks that they've had, and they've landed on Shea and Chet. So things are kind of going in their favor. The West is getting old with Curry and Braun going out, right? And then like even you go back to the Warriors, you had kind of a lot of chips fell in their direction with teams getting hurt and just that, and LeBron, the main competitor in the East. So I do think with the Chiefs, with this dynasty, right, like it is going to be hard for them to sustain going to the Super Bowl every year in tough division, right? And with also other good quarterbacks in the AFC. I mean, you got Drake May coming to the scene. You got Allen, obviously still there, Lamar, Burrow. It's just tough to sustain that level of excellence that they've had for the past couple of years.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'll grant a little bit that the division has gotten better. It was really bad for a while, but I mean, when was the last time Mahomes didn't make the Super Bowl? Was it when Burrow went? Probably, yeah. It was when Burrow went to the Super Bowl.
We're talking about CK's
like 4 years ago. So,
yeah, and I forgot we're talking about what they've done and not a forecast into if the dynasty is going to continue. Like a dynasty has to end at some point, right, brother? Okay, isn't that what we're arguing? Not if there was a dynasty. Yes, good point. Yeah, they did go to the Super Bowl the past couple of years.
No, I agree, but I'm just trying to say that, even prior to that, they had been to the Super Bowl for 3 years straight. And people were saying this when Burrow came on the scene, like, oh, Burrow owns Mahomes. They called it what?
Burrowhead, maybe.
The field Burrowhead or whatever. Like, and what has happened since? I mean, yes, Burrow has been hurt. Yes, the Bengals suck. We talked about all that.
He got bailed out.
My point is, it's very hard, and no one else. We can talk about how good Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are, and Joe Burrow are, but the reality is that getting to Super Bowls and having to go through the Chiefs, I mean, no one's been able to do it besides Burrow for one, but also like no one's really been able to do it. Like, so the thing is for the Chiefs, and what is going to work in their favor is they don't have to win the division to make it to the Super Bowl. Like, we know that. Like, if they somehow sneak in and they're in Denver for the wild card, I can promise you the Chiefs will be favored that game, and the Chiefs will win that game.
Great.
It doesn't matter.
Then why are they winning in the playoffs?
This is just a unique season where the chips have not fallen their way.
This is stupid.
They could have 3 to 4 losses. I think they should, but
they might not make the playoffs.
This is the one-off season where they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. So why are we talking about a playoff game that they're going to win?
Yeah, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're using the past of what they've done to give credit to them playing in Denver and being favored and winning. Like, they're not them. Newsflash, I can promise you they're not going to be playing in Denver. So
what?
They're not going to be playing in Denver. Like you said, you can guarantee that they'll go in Denver and win. They're because they're not winning games right now. Why don't they have that urgency when they played last week against Houston? Why would you not put all the chips on them to win that game? Everything's lose or die right now, and they're not winning. So why do you think they're going to go into Denver and win? That's like a dumb statement. They've done nothing to back that up this year. Just keep slipping Mahomes. Yeah, 1-5.
Yeah, 1-5. Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you they're going to be favored, and Simi knows. Simi, you know they'll be favored, right?
They're not going to be in the game
In
they
Denver,
can't
bro?
win.
They were -4.5 this year in Denver. I mean, in a playoff game, it'll be -2.5 Chiefs.
They're not going to be in the game because they can't win games in the regular season when it currently matters for them.
Yeah, but that wasn't. I agree with you, Jace. Yes, they're going to be screwed this year. But my point is that they're not reliant on winning the division. If they even sneak in as a wild card, they're going to be favored in the AFC. Is what I'm saying.
Great.
That's all I'm
That
saying.
will require them winning games in the regular season, which they are incapable of doing currently.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
think they're being
I agree.
graded. I don't think they're being graded very correctly by Vegas right now. Honestly, they haven't covered 5 straight weeks, dude, and Vegas refuses to drop their numbers.
And they're outright losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it has been bad, but I don't want to overreact. I'm not going to yet.
You're not living in reality. It's not even a matter of overreacting. The reality is they're not a good football team right now.
But they're CK's favorite team, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's just
I don't know. I just think it's been just. I think they're the same team as they were last year. Just that the chips fell their way last year, and they're not this year. Like it's just not going their way. They always play
because they're
close
relying
game.
on a 35-year-old tight end and a quarterback that's accuracy and just has gone down. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. I do still have hope that somehow they'll figure out a way to sneak in, especially with the Colts trending down, and then hopefully if they're able to overcome the Chargers. But
do you have faith in the dude? Take the -5.5. Put your money where your mouth is. Take the -5.5 if you think they can win a regular season game.
I would take
well,
that.
I
This
took
week.
the money line. I don't like
Yeah,
the points.
I
I think they'll win by 3.
Okay.
Why would I think they would win by 6?
I think the Chargers have more likelihood of winning the football game than the Chiefs do covering.
I mean, then you should take Chargers money line.
Well, no, or I should take the +5.5.
Yeah. If you're that confident.
1-5. I say out of 1-5s.
All right. Wait, you already brought it up. I do want to talk about this. So this is a little bit of a transition because we've been NFL 10, 12 weeks, 14, 15 weeks straight, however long. But I can't not talk about how the Oklahoma City Thunder are coming off, we could say, impressive finals run. They won in 7. The Pacers were more impressive, we could argue. But regardless, they have not dropped the ball at all. They're 24-1 to start the year. And the questions are being raised as to, I think people are already assuming this dynasty is here to stay. And there's pretty much evidence to show that just when you look at the team, the players they have under contract for the next few seasons, the fact that they're all still relatively young, and then also the fact that they have the potential in next year's draft to have 2 top 10 picks. So the future's only looking brighter. They're 24-1. It's a historic start. The question I've been seeing on social media is this dynasty? Obviously, they haven't accomplished more than Steph Curry's Warriors, we could say, from 2014 to 2018. But does this dynasty have the potential to go down greater than the Steph Curry-led Golden State Warriors of the mid-2010s? Simi, let me start with you. What's your reaction? What do you think about the Thunder?
Yeah, man, this team is, I want to say they're not being talked about enough, but maybe it's because they shouldn't be getting talked about all that much. We've talked about them a couple times on this pod, and I've said that they don't hoop ethically. They defend by fouling Dort and Caruso, and that was the same story in the finals last year. But I mean, Shea is pretty ridiculous. I want to say best player in the world. He just gets a crazy bucket. He's a foul baiter, though, so that goes back to the non-ethical argument that I'm saying. But yeah, no, I don't think this dynasty will touch what Golden State did just because of how Golden State hooped. But I could see the Thunder winning for longer, to be honest, with the amount of first-round picks that they have and how young their talent is.
It's a good point. Jace, what do you think, man?
One, I don't think it touches what the Warriors like. Not even close. Not even in the same atmosphere of what the Warriors did. In terms of dynasties, only because the Warriors changed the game of basketball. And it's kind of forgotten about. Like if you look at how many teams are shooting the three at the rate, like everything in the NBA, the rules changed. Like everything was literally coordinated to how are we going to slow down the Warriors. The NBA doesn't have an OKC problem. They're not really that worried. They have foul baiters with honestly a down league right now, a really dispersed talent league, right? Like there's not really a lot of like the super team era is kind of died off. Like you have a lot of teams with like one really main guy and role players. So that's kind of died off. And I think the OKC is actually benefiting from that. And I mean, like Alex said, they don't hoop ethically. Like, I mean, the reason why OKC is a hard watch, people aren't like tuning in because I mean, people want to watch buckets. They don't really want to watch, I don't want to see a guy shoot 20 times from the foul line. And that's how he gets majority of his points. And that like the Warriors were a lot of buckets in the 2010s, right? Like it was a lot of mid shots. It was high level basketball. Where you don't really necessarily see that with OKC. I mean, you have young guys that are in shape, bought into the regular season, and defend extremely well. So, like, I will give them credit there. Defensively, I think they're probably lean a little bit better than the Warriors dynasty. But in terms of like just pure basketball and what we want out of like ethical and the epitome of the game. The shot making ability is not anywhere close to that dynasty team. It's completely different, which is why it's not talked about, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. And when you were talking, like something even popped in my head, which I still would stand behind is, I mean, it took me a while. I know I've had disdain for Tatum personally, but when I look at the 2024 Celtics team, I mean, we obviously could have said the same thing up until, really the Knicks series is where they really started to stumble and then Tatum got hurt. But I just think all I'm trying to say is if the Celtics are full go healthy, even last year, and it's a Celtics Thunder series, I really think the Celtics beat the Thunder. So I just think that there's even questions. I know that Celtics team still isn't together. Like Kristaps and Drew are no longer there, but it's like, yes, the Thunder won the finals. They were the best team for most of the season, we could even say. But it wasn't an impressive finals win. I mean, like they got torn up at times by Tyrese Halliburton. And yeah, I mean, even like I like them to win just because of their path, but no one would have been surprised if the Celtics beat them. The thing about the Warriors was like we knew like we knew Steph was going to the finals first off.
Dude,
it wasn't really until like a fluke game 7, Kyrie Irving, LeBron having to go for like 60 combined in game 6, like some insane run to like really knock that off.
And there's multiple years they didn't lose a game in a series until they faced LeBron, right?
Yeah,
and
it was
Kyrie.
like Dallas 4-0, Denver 4-0.
Yeah, it was
Houston 4-1.
and it wasn't like what we're seeing now, man. Like I said, the shot making ability of that team was like something we never seen with taking more difficult shots, right? And in theory, the shots, more 3-pointers should be more difficult shots, but they were making more shots at a higher clip than anything we've ever seen. So people loved watching that. Like, I'm sorry, say what you want. I don't care that much about a Canadian free throw shooter as an American basketball hoops fan. Like, don't care. Like, it means nothing to me. Like, that's why he goes to Canada and they suck, right? Like, you're not getting those calls against the United States. So it's just, I think Jokic is still superior to Shea as a basketball player. I think it, but like once again, we live in that era of super teams aren't a thing. Like, dude, imagine if Jalen Williams was with Jokic, like GG, like we wouldn't even it wouldn't even be a conversation of who the best team in the NBA was, right? Like, so We'll see.
Yeah.
I think OKC
Yeah.
is. We'll see as the season goes along. I think they're going to come into some losses here soon.
Definitely. Yeah. No, they're definitely in a groove. Cool. Let's
You guys think
talk
they real quick? You guys
Go
think they touched the Warriors record?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna lose much this year, bro. Chet has developed honestly over one offseason. Chet has developed a lot too.
You think they break the Warriors record?
I think they easily could, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think they do it?
I think they finished the season with 6 losses. Yeah. If I'm gonna guess.
They're already a quarter of the way through, a little over a quarter.
Yeah, they're
Bro, we
24
need to
and
bring
1.
back ethical hoops, man. I'm tired of watching this shit. Like, I'm tired of watching Shea. Like, if Shea go, like if Shea going to the line 15 times a game is the reason they break the Warriors record, I'm as a hoops fan, I'm boycotting the NBA.
I feel like the NBA is kind of in a bad spot.
It's in a terrible spot.
So many injuries, the declining old stars, KD and LeBron, and then this new class of stars is Shea, and yeah, not great.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's some good rookies. Coop and Knipple have been balling.
Reed Shepherd. I know he's not a
Reed
rookie,
Shepherd
but hooping.
might as well be a rookie with last year. Yeah, those guys could save us, but NBA is in a really bad spot.
What's up with the I was gonna say what's up with the Pelicans? I didn't know they're that bad. They trash.
They're getting busted. They're playing tonight.
Yeah. Well, they're 3-22. I was just wondering.
Dude, they're so bad.
Zion.
That's a Zion problem, yeah. This is a completely different
Jeez.
conversation.
All right. Well, we'll obviously be getting more into NBA, especially as NFL slowly begins to wind down over the next month or two. But let's talk real quick. If you're still in your fantasy league, awesome. You're in the playoffs, assumingly it's week 15. Bye weeks are over. For our league, me and Jace are both in the semifinals, hoping to meet in the finals. It's definitely an interesting week for fantasy purposes as well. Simeon, let me ask you, and I'm putting you on the spot here. I don't know if you have any possible week 15 sleepers, but just kind of guys that you could expect to boom in week 15 that people should definitely look to start or feel good about.
Yeah, I missed the playoffs in this league with these two boys right here, so
help me
can't talk about that. Redraft. I need Colston Loveland to go crazy for this final stretch, and I really hope that happens. I think Adunze is a little bit injured, so hopefully more targets going Loveland's way, and he's already scored multiple touchdowns on the year. This guy's a gamer, so I really need a ascendant stretch from Loveland at the tight end position.
Yeah, no, I mean, tight end is in an interesting position. Like, even in our league that we're all in, I have like 5 tight ends on my roster in the playoffs because I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's just so many question marks. And then even now, obviously, with Daniel Jones going down, it's like, I mean, we'll see how effective Tyler Warren still is. Obviously, Kelsey's kind of been out of it, and then also. Brock Bowers isn't the same this year. So it's really all up in the air. Jake Ferguson, I know Jace has him, has been awesome. Someone that I'm taking a stab on this week is Brennan Strange. Jace has brought him up before. The thing that's encouraging about Strange is just the amount of targets or how involved he is in the offense and looks he's getting. I mean, obviously, Jacoby Myers and BTJ arguably are the main aerial threats, but Brennan Strange is right there, and especially in the red zone. Trev likes to go to him. And then also, just because the Bills are looking to make the playoffs and that as in that they're not secure in that, I do like Dalton Kincaid down the stretch. I do think he's been inconsistent. He's been hurt a couple times this year and missed a stint or two of games. But I do like Dalton Kincaid. And then also I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see what consistency we can see from a guy like Hunter Henry. I feel like he's been all over the place. He'll boom, have 30 points one game, and then the next game 4. So we'll have to keep an eye on how he's continually used in the Patriots offense. You guys have anything else on fantasy?
A little worried about Jonathan Taylor, like I was saying earlier.
Take it the
Just
hell
with
easy.
With that, I feel like that changed the entire situation in India. Now he's going to see some majorly stacked boxes, kind of like Bijan's seeing right now.
Dude, I'm in just a pickle. I don't know what to do. I've had the worst quarterback luck this year, guys. I started with Joe Burrow. He went down, traded for Jaden Daniels. He went down, picked up Daniel Jones. He went down. And now, guys, I got a streamlined quarterback. There's 4 teams left, right? Everything's locked. And, people that didn't make the playoffs have 2 quarterbacks on their roster. And I'm stuck picking between, freaking CJ Stroud and Bryce Young and, or
Shador.
or Shador or granddad Phillip Rivers, so, we're going with Stroud this week. Wish me luck. We'll see how it pays out. Arizona has been giving up a lot of points, so I'm hoping he has a good game at home, and we'll see, guys. We'll see. A lot of money on the line.
Yes, sir. Cool. Well, we've been going about an hour. That's pretty much all I have for today's episode. I wasn't able to get the TikTok thing really figured out, so hopefully next time we're live, we'll be able to field some questions from there. But if you are watching the rerun, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, our picks are official. I'll recap one more time. Week 15, Simmy's on lines +6, Pat's +1.5. And the Finns +3. I'm on the Lions +6 as well. The Bills -1, and then the Vikings +6.5. And then Jace is on the Bengals -3, Panthers -2.5. Sorry, Bengals +3. Panthers -2.5, and then the Broncos +2.5. So
come on.
Yeah, I mean, we've been winning every week overall, so we're going to keep it going. But yes, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. And